absolutely non-existent for the stature and size of this man. He wasn't on the field in my eyes.
He scores the winner though.
And that is all that matters. You know, at the end of the day, when you buy somebody to score goals and they score, you can't complain. We can sit here and dissect all the other parts of his game, but the fact is he's on there to score goals, and he scored a goal. So again, it's a start, but now he has to keep upping it.
How bad it's gotten, isn't it, really?
Aye.
I mean, they're playing Luton. I mean, yeah, Luton going for a playoff position.
Yeah, 6th in the Championship.
Yeah, I mean, good side, but you know, we're talking about two international footballers here.
Yeah.
Germany and Belgium, two of the top countries, two big signings, and we're patting them on the back for scoring goals. And look, you've got to play these teams in the FA Cup, and you know, as you say, it can be a pitfall for you if you don't play well. But you know, Thomas Tuchel needs them to be doing that regular on the real big occasions in the Premier League and the Champions League when that comes around against Lille. But yeah, it's a start for him. It could easily have went the other way this game. We were sitting watching when they were 2-1 up, going,
yeah,
this is going to be more questions for Tuchel here after the game. But they pulled it out the fire.
Does this change anything for Chelsea's next league game? Havertz, Mount, Pulisic seem to be the front three that Tuchel likes. Does that today change any of that, Frank?
I don't know. I don't know if he can, again, put Lukaku on the bench after he scored a goal, after the fact that he's been bought 100 million pounds. I don't know how in the Tuchel head he will put Lukaku in the level of the Chelsea player that he has to play in front. I think he should play Lukaku at front, and he would put back Havertz and maybe Mount or Pulisic. But I don't see Werner playing. I don't see Lukaku on the bench again. I think it will be difficult to sort the problem out after that.
Do you agree?
No. I don't see how you play him. I don't. We've been talking, particularly after the Carabao Cup final, how great the front three were because of their movement.
Right.
And you've got Havertz, who is the guy that knits it all together. You can't play Havertz wide. He has to play through the middle.
They didn't score in the cup final, did they?
Well, that's only because they didn't take the chances. You've got to start somewhere. You know, if you're going to lose, at least lose by creating, and then you can start pointing fingers about who should or shouldn't have scored.
Right.
But the fact is, they could have scored 4 against Liverpool, which you got to do something right for me to turn around and say you should have scored 4 goals against Liverpool. So the fact that it didn't finish doesn't take away from, again, we're talking about they have to start somewhere. Well, if you've got 3 players who in a cup final can produce the movement and the quality they did other than the finish, you can't just throw in Lukaku. Because if you do that, I think you're just taking away all the good things that did happen even though you lost a cup final.
Frank?
I understand what Stevie says, but the question is not what Stevie or myself will do, or Craig. It will be what Tuchel is about to do, and you have to manage a dressing room as well. Okay, the 3 up front were fantastic, and you mentioned that Dan, they didn't score a goal, they were offside, or they missed chances for Mason Mount. Where tonight, even if it was in the League Cup final, Lukaku scored. And again, you have to take in consideration the fact that Lukaku is a big signing, and if he doesn't play, because every time he doesn't play, we put the pressure on him and say why he doesn't play, and we ask Tuchel why he doesn't play, and when he plays and he scores, if he doesn't play, you're going to create another problem. So what Tuchel's going to say, okay, he scores, he's going to play, and I want him to score. If he doesn't score next game, he's going to be out. That's the only way for him to manage the dressing room. It's not easy. I don't say it's the right answer to all questions, but I think he has to do it.
Manager does that, he's dead, right?
What?
If the manager turns around and just plays Lukaku, what about the other player that should play? Does he just get thrown to the side?
But Tuchel can argue that he's playing because he just scored the winner in the cup game.
Against Luton.
Against Luton, exactly.
The next 3 games are Burnley, Burnley, Norwich and Newcastle, all teams down the bottom. Now,
right.
You know, if you're a striker, you're sort of licking your lips. But maybe not so much the Burnley game because that's going to be a physical battle. Burnley drew with them at Stamford Bridge earlier in the year after Chelsea created, a host of chances, didn't kill them off, come back 1-1. You're going to be playing against probably, if fit, me and Tarkowski. But yeah, I think Havertz actually has done a lot more recently. He's not looked like the brilliant player that we thought he was going to be, but he's looked better.
Right.
His movement's been good. He also gives you a physical edge, because I didn't realise he was as tall as he is. And then the others have worked around him. I think that's probably what he'll stick with for now. I don't think. I know what Frank's saying. It's all about goals if you're a striker, but it was. No, I think he'll stick with Havertz through the middle for the time being.
Frank, obviously earlier on in the show we had Gab on, and it was the big story coming out, isn't it, about Abramovich selling the club. Does that affect the feeling in the locker room at all?
In a certain way, yes, because the players, they like when everything is stabilized. But I would say directly it doesn't really matter to them, because who they're listening or where they're going to feel in danger is when the manager is being changed.
Right.
Because if you were playing and you change the manager, you will have a chance to play or not. But if the owner is changed, especially in a club like Chelsea, as long as the paycheck comes to your bank account, at the end of the month, and you still have the club at the same level, and you want to get the same target at the end of the season, it doesn't really matter who's at the top and who's not, because somebody's going to take over Chelsea. Chelsea is not about to die. I can't believe that the club is going to drop or is going to be dead within a year because nobody's going to buy it. I don't believe that.
So it's not a distraction?
No, I don't think so. It's not quite 1980, whatever it was, when there was a big sign up behind where the Matthew Harding stand is now saying, "Save the bridge."
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you. It was save the bridge. It was financially difficult times. So, yeah. No, I don't think it's a distraction. I remember years ago the players would have been like, I better get that contract signed. Blah,
sure.
blah. But now these guys are all so well paid that it's not really an issue for them, no. I think it's more of an issue for the manager, isn't it? When you see Newcastle, Burnley have had a change of ownership. Yeah. There are other clubs that have changed ownership where new owners come in. Unlikely with Thomas Tuchel because of his stature, but generally a manager, when an ownership changes, is under spotlight.
Yeah.
That's it. Those two, the manager wondering. Because generally that's what happens. 99 times out of 100, they bring their own man.
Sure. And
then, as Frank said, the players are only concerned about themselves, whether it's a contract, or if there's a change of manager, is he going to like them or not? After that, no interested.
Quite a few days then for Chelsea. To keep up to date with all the latest news, be sure to go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to ESPN FC. Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.